Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. Before we get going with tonight's episode, kayfabe, we record this on a Thursday, and WrestleMania is this weekend. So when this show airs, we will not know yet who is the king or queen of the nerds. So to announce the winner of our WrestleMania predictions contest and to announce who the king or queen is, please welcome our future ring announcer, Dave C. the Fink.
Here is your winner and the new king of the nerds, the voice, Dave Canning.
It is good to be the king. You're watching DCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning.
It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is NRD. And like we said at the beginning of this video, one of us, or Margaret, could be the king or queen of the nerds right now. We don't know as of filming right now. But so congratulations to whomever it is, Nick, Ryan, myself, Margaret. But yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed WrestleMania. I hope everyone survived the marathon that is WrestleMania week with all those shows and whatnot. It is a lot. Nick,
7
when
hours
you went,
of match time.
yes. Nick, when you went to, you said you went to Mania 28 Miami, right?
Yeah, Miami.
Did you go to everything that was like in the surrounding area like all week?
No, all we did was the main show. We drove in that day. And
okay.
Drove home that night.
When I went 2 years ago, when it was at MetLife for WrestleMania 35, I went to TakeOver, the G1 Supercard, Mania, Raw, and SmackDown, in addition to like WrestleCon and Access. That was it. Thank you.
I don't think they were even doing that for 20. I mean, I don't even think like TakeOver was even a thing in 28.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. But so yes, Mania week is past us, and we look forward to the future. And the future, ladies and gentlemen, is we're not going to talk about wrestling anymore. We're going to talk about skateboards. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure on behalf of Nick and Ryan as well to welcome our guest this week, Mr. Brandon McNulty. Brandon, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. Thank you for being patient. Folks, we've pushed this guy's interview back like 4 times. I feel terrible. But because we wanted to make sure we got him on the show, because if you see right here, I'm not really large in the background. No, these are tech deck skateboards from your childhood. I think we all had them at one point. And this one is a custom, well, actually both custom tech decks. One with the Wrestling Nerd broadcast that the 3 of us have. And then, of course, my man Darby Allin with the Micro Brawler form on it. And that is because Brandon actually made these custom himself. So Brandon, tell us, how did you decide to make little figurines on it? Like, how'd you get into customizing tech decks?
So I saw them at Walmart actually, and it brought me back to my childhood, and I just bought like 50 of them for no reason. And then I was like, what am I going to do with these? And at the time I had been collecting, the Micro Brawlers. So I decided, hey, why not make them 4 Micro Brawlers?
Okay, I like that. Have you made it? Because the first one I think you posted was just like the AEW logo, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember I saw that. I was like, wow, that's really cool. I kind of want one. So, and then, yeah, I reached out and I think, I forget, did you send me the Darby one first or the broadcast one first? I can't even remember.
I sent you the Darby one first.
Okay. Yeah, these, like, folks, that's wrong one. Watch our show. No, the Darby one, the detail on this thing, I don't know if the camera can really do it justice. Like, you got the lettering, the Darby Brawler figure. It's really awesome. And so, oh yes, you have the Bret Hart one, which is
I
really awesome.
I don't have it with me right now. It's in the other room, but I have the Owen Hart one.
And that's why I hope Nick is not the king, because that's not how royalty performs. But so folks, we have an amazing opportunity. If you think these boards are awesome, first of all, you can reach out to Brandon in the Micro Brawler fan group and buy one from him. Well worth the price. They're awesome, tiny enough to store right with your brawlers. I wish I was smart enough to bring my Darby Allin All Elite figure down, because it is bigger than the board that comes with the Darby Allin Unrivaled figure. So spoiler there. But so Brandon was nice enough and generous enough to send us a line of all 7 AEW tech decks. He sent them to me, and now I'm going to send them to one of you lucky viewers or listeners if you're on the podcast right now. So stay tuned till the end after we give our top 3 Tuesday. We're going to give you the instructions on how you can win an all elite wrestling tech deck line, all 7 brawlers on 7 different skateboards. They are amazing, and they are yours if you complete our long list of tasks. We're going to make you earn them. There's 7 boards and 8 tasks. You're going to earn it with this. So we talk about the tech decks, and you talk about other accessories that could become available to the brawlers. Now, we talked to David Stankin, was that a week ago at this point now when we're recording this, right? A week and a half ago or so. So we had talked about potential future accessories that we want to see with brawlers. Brandon, what kind of brawlers or accessories do you want / see as a possibility from a fan's perspective?
So it's kind of hard. What I'd like to see is belts that, fit them like perfectly. But given the size, it's hard to think of actual accessories that would look good with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He had mentioned when we had brought up the belt, Stankin had mentioned, like, because it's almost like no 2 brawlers are alike. So you can't, like with Hasbro's, everyone's got about the same size waist, so you can easily strap a belt around them. Whereas a belt that's going to go around Warriors Brawler, for example, will not fit around the waist of, Jake the Snake is in the way.
They're all difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. Randy Macho King has his robe that's just too thick. So it's kind of tough. I mean, Dougie made it work by putting the belt around like the hand or the finger of Savage, which worked well. I mean, I definitely think there's potential for brawlers, like how we mentioned, obviously like a legitimate official display would be great. Or like just how tech decks have the small little plastic holder so you can actually stand them up. I think almost a stand for brawlers would be kind of cool, like individuals, if they're not on a rack, because I don't know about all of you. Do you any of you have, oh yeah, Brandon, do you collect loose or in package? You're loose, right?
Yeah, I like the packaging, but they just don't look right with all of them, so I tend to go loose.
You know what? That's a stupid question on my part. It is, because folks, we have some disturbing footage that we need to show you that I discovered earlier this afternoon. It is, if you have any children in the room or are sensitive with a stomach, I implore you, please turn away from the screen right now.
I'm going to have to go.
Yeah.
That's my cue.
Bye, Ryan.
Everybody does something special on Dave Canning's YouTube videos. I don't know how to outdo it. Maybe I should start by saying, if you smell... No, that's... Woo! No, that's... Austin 3... No, that's this. To be the man, you have to be... No, that's not. Oh, wait. This. I've come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. But I'm all out of gum. Piper is free.
Brandon, You cut open. You didn't just open. Like what is it? The Godfather. Look at what they've done to my boy. Like, my God, man. Just no F's given. It's insane.
That's the heel move in the Brawler group.
Yeah, seriously, that's quite the heel turn. That's what gives us that mean name people call us, man. Come on. Moves like that. But yeah, I try to save stuff. But geez, just cutting up $150 bill. But so also I'd be remiss if we didn't mention the full size skateboard behind you. Have you had any other plans to make any other full size boards with any other brawlers or whatnot, or is just Darby it for right now?
So what happened was I realized that it's a pretty big skateboard. But I did happen to go to Five Below, and I found some skateboards that are like probably 1/5 of the size of a regular size skateboard. So I have some plans of doing stuff with those because it's smaller and a lot better for display.
Now how do you go about, like, do you like strip walk us through the process of how you make these custom boards, whether it be the tech decks or the full size like the one behind you?
So the tech decks, I spend a lot of time dremeling. If it's like your Darby Allin right there. Yeah, it's a lot of dremeling because I don't want to completely take the background off because I kind of like that rough look.
Yeah.
Same with the big board, except
keep
for
grabbing the wrong one.
it was a sander. With the one like your broadcast board, that is a complete vinyl background that I put on and then I cut out and then put whatever I'd like on there.
Now, excuse my idiocy. Dremel is the little like sanding. It almost like is like the size of a toothbrush kind of thing that like sands it down. Okay,
exactly.
I know things. I'm sort of a man, a little bit. Still need help.
My wife used to do the dog's nails also.
True.
I grew up with cats in this house.
I'm curious as I look at the large board behind Brandon. I'm wondering if Darby there is the size of a 2-up. Do you have those measurements?
Way bigger.
Bigger?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's 4-up, Ryan.
It's 11 by 7.
Nice.
Do you like skate?
Absolutely not.
Me neither.
I tried to skateboard as a kid. Yeah. I used to have a WWF skateboard. That's how old this is. And like I just tried like skateboarding in my driveway, fell too many times, said, you know what? This is gonna look really nice just sitting there.
Yep.
So
I have skateboarding history also. Go ahead, Nick.
I said, embarrassing as it is, I bought a skateboarder to try to be like a skateboard kid and couldn't skateboard, so I would just walk around the mall carrying the skateboard and act like it, but could literally not do anything on the skateboard.
God, I love Tony Hawk.
You're kind of smart though. I was gonna say in junior high, skating was so in, so I was trying to be cool and borrowed someone's. I mean, I couldn't go the little bumps in the curb, I can't go over that. But I had an Oreo cookie in my mouth, and to this day, that thing saved my life because I like face planted almost. Oreo cookie broke my fall. So that was my end of pain. That was my end.
He started choking to death, but you know what? At least he didn't break any teeth.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Oreo cookie.
They could save your life.
For an episode this large, it's gotta be double stuffed. We're gonna get sponsored one day. I love a good Oreo. Love Oreos. You ever have peanut butter Oreos? They're delicious.
Mm-mm.
I saw Lady Gaga has Oreos now.
I've heard.
That's a whole nother pod.
Just going into Oreos? We could do that. Patreon exclusive. Patreon.com/WNRDB for our thoughts on Oreos.
It makes me think of Swoggle, right? They had something he was doing, like eating, or someone off Major Figure Pod, like eating a ton of Peeps. He sent someone an insane amount, and the guy ate them, and it messed him up. We could do it for Oreos.
Peeps are overrated too. I hate Peeps.
You gotta let them harden. I think if you let them harden, they're better. That's my grandma's trick.
You know how I eat Peeps? I throw them in the trash. Brandon, what are your thoughts on Oreos and Peeps?
I don't eat sweets, so
Smart
The only
man.
the only peeps I like are the ones that cheer for Christian Cage.
Oh yeah.
God, that was bad. When are we getting a Christian Cage brawler? I'd like that.
Yeah.
I'd like a Christian
AEW
Cage.
series too.
That's coming eventually. But that's the thing. They keep just announcing, like, I think they're up. They've like announced like wave 6 of the Unrivaled figures, and they haven't even like released series 4.
Yeah.
No, actually, they have released series 4. I got my ringside for Sammy. So Ryan, did you say you had questions on your paper? Did you say you had?
Mostly toy talk, figures and such.
Talking figures. There's a
Okay.
lot of drops. today.
Brandon, do you collect anything besides micro brawlers?
absolutely every figure known to man.
Every figure known to man.
That's it.
You have all the AEW figures, all the Unrivaled, including the chases.
Not the chases.
Oh, see, you don't got all of them.
What
Who
about
invited this guy?
microbrawlers? Do you?
So, I don't have the micro baller chases.
Do you are you a completist with brawlers?
No.
No, not that rich, huh? Yeah, it happens. So that's why I did it too. You know, should we talk? We're gonna make a review on this for Patreon, but we're gonna be nice right now. So we found out with FWF Live what the mystery brawler is gonna be, and it is the winner of Tough Enough Season 1, Maven. Brandon, what are your thoughts on Maven Brawler?
I think it's long overdue.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's like one of the first positives I've read from like just Twitter and Facebook and all that. You know, a lot of people I didn't realize that Maven was such a big a guest so frequently on the major pod, so it threw me off. I was like, that's very out of left field. But when you pay more attention to the major universe, for lack of a better word, it makes sense. But I do vaguely remember, I could be wrong on our own interview, but David Stankin did mention something along the lines of if you didn't order the major pod box, but you got this ball, you're going to be disappointed. So I'm trying to think how there's a tie-in with Maven and the major pod brawlers that are going to be in that box. If I am remembering the interview correctly, I could be completely wrong.
I thought he said just the crate itself, but who knows?
I thought he mentioned the FWF Live, but I could be wrong on it. We've done so much content in the last week and a half. My mind is fried. We're lucky I'm awake right now. This show is brought to you by Samuel Adams Summer Ale. I would love for Samuel Adams to please sponsor this. Jim Koch, call me. I've got my vaccine. Your cousin from Boston loves me.
But yeah, Maven's cool though. I guess it's cool.
It is.
A lot of people were saying like Shane Douglas. I mean, some people seem disappointed, but I want a brawler of every character ever in wrestling. I want one at least. That's my goal. And that's the end game, right?
That is.
So I'm gonna get it, but I don't know. It's cool.
That is the end game. But you know what? Speaking of end game, with Brandon, we should talk about the beginning game. So Brandon, tell us how you got into micro brawler specifically.
So my buddy at work, Big Al Dags, he just showed me one of them one time. I think it was, what was it? I think it was Eddie Guerrero. And I had collect figures for a long time, but I'd never heard of them. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I subscribed to the box and just started buying a bunch of them.
Nice.
So do you remember like what your first brawler was?
Yes, I had bought in, I think that Eddie Guerrero from him.
Oh, okay. So did you get, because that was in the Texas theme, I think it was. You just bought the brawler from your friend. You didn't buy the box.
Correct, yeah.
Do you remember what box you bought first?
Yeah, it was, let me think. Actually, it was a lot of brawlers ago.
It's been a long time for all of us going back on those. My first box was Golden Age of Wrestling. It was like 3 years ago. Yeah. And what's funny is I saw it came up on a post of mine from Facebook like 2 weeks ago or something. Like that. It was like, I just renewed my pro wrestling crate. So if the world goes back to normal, everyone's welcome. Took some time, but we're getting there, everyone. So yay. So yeah. So I'm personally, like I said, I'm thrown off. Like we had mentioned earlier, I'm a little thrown off by the Maven Brawler, but I mentioned to Ryan and Nick last night, there was a rumor of it being Shane Douglas, and I honestly would not have been that enthused, even though I did mention in a previous. Oh, you know what it was? When we were with Dennis, we'd mentioned NWA champions that we'd want to see as brawlers. I had mentioned Shane Douglas, but then I'm like, I don't know if I want Shane Douglas, but I'm excited.
I want all ECW.
You want Sabu, you want Sandman.
There's
There's a little accessory you can put with Sandman. You can put a little beer can or a big beer bottle.
You guys know, sorry, speaking of ECW.
Exactly.
What was that?
What'd you say, Nick?
I said I could picture the Sandman Brawler in my head perfectly. Exactly how it should be.
He might get a mini figure, but maybe not a brawler. Because just saying, what we call the other guys, I don't know if I should say their name. Their crate is kind of ECW themed. They just kind of announced that. Sandman, Sabu, Bill Alfonso. I think that's it. And then the arena is what they've called. So I don't know.
Is that the one that just came out?
That'll be for May. I had the one that just came out.
Okay.
I would love to know what the exclusive All Star is going to be.
They have no idea who it is.
But spoiler alert: if you've ordered the Pro Wrestling, you don't know what the Pint Size All Star is yet. Turn away now, because Ryan's going to bring it out right now.
Oh, Barry Horowitz patched up on the back.
Yeah. You know what?
Sorry,
and we've lost Nick. Nick is gone. We have lost Nick. Oh, and he's back.
So shocked. He
was so shocked.
20% battery. But I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, Barry's cool. Of course,
I do actually like that.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, Barry Horowitz was just. Does it have the Star of David on there? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's going to go next to Colt Cabana. I know he's a huge influence on Colt, so
I'm gonna be honest though. If you opened that up and just held it up without the thing on it, I would have had no idea who it was.
Oh, I still would have known that's Barry. I think I still would have known that's Barry. That's what we should do next time. Just hold it up, name covered, and figure out who the brawler is.
Sounds like a fun game, yeah.
There you go, Brandon. There's your next line of skateboards, Pint Size All Stars. But put them on put them on rollerblades. They try to be as cool as skateboards, but they'll never be as cool as skateboards.
That's it.
Was there any other figure news? Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, there's more. I'm just curious, just kind of lead into that. Brandon says he collects maybe possibly every toy line. Do you collect these, sir? Do you have this?
Is that the Hasbro or?
Yeah, Hasbro.
Yeah, I got a couple Hasbros.
You have any Hasbro stuff you want to talk about, or should I move on? Just challenging your collection.
No, I mean, I don't have any really that rare Hasbros. So
Me neither. Okay. What about? Do you collect the retros by chance?
Ooh.
Yeah, I actually have a signed Chris Jericho.
Oh.
How do you have any other autograph? Do you have any autograph brawlers?
Let me think. I got a couple. Oh, I have the 2-Up autographed.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seems rare. I think some people might message you after this trying to get it, because I haven't really seen any signed 2-Ups.
For skateboards and signed 2-Ups, crawl right into Brandon's inbox.
That's it.
Did you hear, Brandon? I'm not sure if you're big on the retros, because they announced today they're going to be bringing the line back. They showed a picture of Roddy Piper in gear, it looked like, because it had a removable kilt. And then who's the other one? Darn it. Mean Gene. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh,
somebody. Awesome.
It was the 3D rendering, right? And it was like in gray.
It was like the gray one.
Oh, I may need that. I love Mean Gene. Oh,
I have for a Mean Gene. There's like other companies, but I seen like there's a guy that it's like Taboo, and there's like a couple people. I can't think of the guy that does the toy line right now.
Zombie Sailor.
Zombie Sailor. There you
Yeah.
go. He's with the major guys and stuff. But
Yep.
yeah, he has his own thing. I think there's like a Dino Bravo, and they're all like in scale, like a Nick Aldis maybe.
Yeah,
I think I've seen.
Nick Aldis. I'd have to find the name. It's like I think they're UK based. I think they did Meanie and Nick Aldis. So yeah, there's a couple like said.
But they're all on that Hasbro style, right? They're all.
Yeah.
I think those are like the original figures that I remember as a kid.
I just remember the Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty Hasbro 2-pack that I had as a kid. I vividly remember opening it up because I remember I was like, oh my gosh, there's 2 figures in this. And I remember, I want to say it was Shawn Michaels, like his head did like this thing. And I thought it was like the
jumper, yeah.
Yes, it was just like I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Just like this is the action figure, ladies and gentlemen. It's like this is the most coolest futuristic thing I own. You know what? I totally spaced on something. How we're trying to make it our opening question, and I totally botched it.
I know.
We'll go to it in the middle of the show. Brandon, what makes you a wrestling nerd?
Every time I get sick of like WWE or wrestling, I'll turn it off, and then a week later I'll be right back.
God, sound like an ex-girlfriend of mine.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like we talked about with my sister last week. We've all had an instance in which we have fallen out of and back into love with wrestling. I think it happens to everyone. It's more rare that you find somebody who has watched it from childhood all the way to current day. You know, because either school or work, something gets in the way. So if you want to watch our conversation with the Magnificent One, the potential queen of the nerds, for all we know, you can listen to that on Apple or Spotify, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can watch it on YouTube. That's a cheap plug right there.
Yeah. You want to know the last thing that got me out of it for about a week or 2?
Oh God, I'm afraid, but let's hear it.
Did you watch Fastlane?
This past February?
Yeah.
Where Ryan stole all my answers? Yes.
So that magic match between Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton kind of turned me off to the whole wrestling stuff.
Really? Because here's the thing. I'm on the complete opposite side of things. I love that stuff, what they're doing right there. You know why? Because I'm not saying it's quality. Like, I know that Jim Cornette harps about good old-fashioned, give me some guys in black trunks and a couple of folks at the sportatorium and let's wrestle, have a good old wrestle. I like to be entertained because to me, regardless of if it's WWE or AEW or Ring of Honor or Impact or even what I've seen at my local indie federation, I have not seen bad wrestling per se. Like I've never seen like 2 guys like, oh my God, this is hard to watch. But so being a good in-ring technician now, I feel like because WWE and AEW have leaned towards the Daniel Bryans, the AJs, you know, that's why Cody to me is my favorite person in AEW right now because of the story he tells in addition to having that good match. So I love a good storyline, and I personally think this is a great storyline. I don't think it's going to be a 5-star wrestling match by any means at Mania 2 days ago, but, you know, I've been intrigued by the build, I should say.
So did you buy the mask?
No. That's Dougie's. That's Dougie's territory. I can barely afford these skateboards, okay? I can't afford a $250 mask. I did buy that $650 belt, though. Just kidding. If you did
always say that wrestling is like a good wrestling show is like a variety show.
Exactly. There's something for everyone. Yes. And
plus, I'm a huge fan of anything that Alexa Bliss does. I can't say anything bad.
You and me both, pal. You and me both.
Much less television.
Randy Orton's a lucky man. Lucky man, that Randy Orton. Tell you what. But so, yeah, I think we will move on to our top 3 Tuesday segment. As usual, we let our guest select our top 3. And Brandon, tell us what our top 3 Tuesday is again, so we make sure we're correct on this.
Top 3, brawlers that you want. Doesn't have to be wrestling. Can be anything.
Can be anything. Okay. So
Why
Brandon,
that?
we will start with you. Give us your top 3 Tuesday of brawlers you want to see made.
So the first one I picked was Mankind with the sock. I think that would be an awesome brawler. I don't know if they could because of the whole WWE, WWF thing, but I think it'd be awesome. The second would be Doink the Clown because, you know, I'm a big Doink fan. And then the third would be so Funko Pop has a Brush Fire Heroes Funko Pop, something like that, kind of firefighting wise, something, you know, on the hero wise, not necessarily firefighting. It could be nurse, doctors, you know, the frontline workers.
Okay. I like that. That's cool. All right, Nick, we will go with you. Who are your top 3 Tuesdays?
All right. Well, I went with all wrestlers. Will Ospreay. I mean, he's the freaking IWGP champion now.
Yeah, he's got that title belt that. Yeah, he's got that title belt that has Cody Rhodes tattoo logo on it.
Yeah, the butterfly, the Divas
Yes, it
champion.
does. That's a bad belt.
But he should have got a brawler 3 years ago. I don't understand why he hasn't got one yet.
Oh no, you know what I'm thinking? Zack Sabre Jr. That's what I'm like. Didn't he have a brawler? But yeah, no.
Number 2, I want Abdullah the Butcher, and I want him to have a fork in his hand. I was just watching old YouTube yesterday with some Abby in it and good stuff. And finally, of course, I got to say, and I'm going to continue pushing ever, Sex Ferguson.
I want a Chad too bad then.
Yeah. I've been saying some other stuff, but this is a PG rated television show.
Ryan, who do you have for your top 3 Tuesday?
Well, I created my own theme. I think we were talking skateboards at first. We knew we were going to talk about that. So I was thinking wrestlers, skating, combining that. So the first person I thought of was Mike Ballerly, who was a professional skater, had some matches. And then I kind of went to who brawlers I'd really want. So I thought of Mike Awesome. So I'm like, okay, my theme is Mike's. The third Mike was hard to find.
Mike's Hard Lemonade?
It's been
this top 3 Tuesday brought to you by Mike's Hard.
Indeed. I went with The Miz. To be honest, I haven't seen his career a ton, my huge break I took from wrestling, but I remember him on The Real World, and I thought he was a goofball. And then when I found out he's in the WWE, I'm like, I guess the guy was serious, and he's done a ton, and he is a good heel. So, I mean, I respect him a lot for all that.
Okay, I like that. I went with a little bit of a broadcaster. I kind of went with a Mike theme as well, but Mike in hand. So number 1 is going to be the King, Jerry Lawler. I would love a Jerry Lawler brawler, a Lawler brawler. Number 2, I would like a Mean Gene Okerlund micro brawler. And then number 3, the GOAT of ring announcers. No one will ever touch this man. The Fink, Howard Finkel. I think those would be awesome brawlers. I'm a broadcast journalism student, so that's where it all comes from for me. That's what I've always leaned towards. I've always been a fan of announcers and interviewers of that variety. So
it would be great if Howard Finkel could announce his own brawler.
Oh, what's that? Hold on. Making his way to the ring, from the ring, Howard Finkel.
Oh.
What I miss? Sorry, I just had something over there I had to do. So that is our top 3 Tuesday. Let us know your top 3 Tuesday of brawlers you want to see made in the comments below. And folks, we promised it. We're going to deliver it. So Brandon, as I said, made 7 custom AEW Micro Brawler Tech Decks skateboards with I don't want to blank on it right now. Let me bring up the we have yes. So we have Dr. Britt Baker, we have John Moxley, Darby Allin, we have Orange Cassidy, Hikaru Shida, Mr. Brody Lee, and Le Champion Chris Jericho. 7 boards, 8 tasks you have to do. So, folks, you may want to write this down, or maybe I'll be nice enough and put it on the screen. So, number 1, we're going to make the first 3 very easy. You do them right on this screen. Nick, you're not eligible. So, number 1, you have to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay, that's number 1. And I want screenshots of everything too to prove it.
Ryan Crossley style.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Subscribe to this subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Number 2 is like episode 13, the episode you're watching right now with our guest, Brandon McNulty. Number 3, you have to share this video on either Facebook or Twitter and tag us in it. The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast, WNRDB on Facebook and Twitter. And speaking of which, task number 4, you have to like our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/WNRDB. Number 5, you have to follow us on Twitter at WNRDB. Number 6, you have to either subscribe on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or follow us on Spotify, the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Number 7, you have to buy our t-shirt and send us a photo of you wearing the t-shirt that you can get of ours, prowrestlingtees.com/the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. That's nerd spelled NRD. And lastly, the final task is join our Patreon any level. Nick's gone. He's already going to buy the t-shirt and join the Patreon. He's back. No, yeah. So join our Patreon any level. You can either join Nick's Garage, Ryan's Vault, or me right here in the Dave Cave. So again, 8 tasks, 7 boards. The first person to get us proof that they have completed all 8 tasks will win the line of AEW Tech Decks. Again, subscribe here on YouTube, like the video, share the video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe or follow the podcast or iTunes or Spotify, buy the t-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees, and join us on patreon.com/WNRDB.
Hope y'all got all that.
I hope y'all got all that. It's a lot of tasks, but they're worth it. It's awesome. These are awesome boards. Brandon, you told me to make up a task that people couldn't Google. Do we have your approval on that?
Absolutely.
Boom. 8 tasks, 7 boards, 1 winner. Just like WrestleMania, where maybe I won the crown, maybe Ryan won the crown, maybe Nick won the crown, maybe Margaret won the crown. Who knows?
Let's be honest.
But yeah, so that is going to do it for this episode of the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not over yet. What do you got, Ryan?
Maybe Nick had to have seen this because he approved the post, but in case we have some cheaters who maybe fast forwarded to the end of the video, let's add a little content. I was informed by Garrett, but Nick, you approved that post, right? Impact announced their next series of brawlers. Did you? You didn't approve that?
Yeah.
Maybe I approved it and I totally forgot because I was trying to hurry up and get here for the podcast. Yeah, they announced. I wrote it down. We could guess. We could talk about it.
Ooh.
I wrote all 5 down.
How many are there?
5, just like last time. And we got 1 legend.
So you know what? We'll do this. So you got the sheet in front of you. We'll start with Brandon. We'll go Nick and then me. And we'll try and each guess 1 as we go. So Brandon, why don't you go first?
I have no guess.
You've no guess. Okay, Brandon is out. Nick, who do you got?
Carl Anderson.
Nope.
What?
What?
Really?
Just kidding. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, we got Carl Anderson.
Do they have photos already?
Yeah, they did the banner at the bottom. It's in our group. I guess I must have
Oh, okay.
it.
I'm gonna have to, as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna have to go check
Here's
it out.
my hand, so I'm not cheating. I'm gonna go Rich Swann.
Yes.
Bang!
We lost it. The invisible Rich Swan. I saw. I prophesized it. I prophesized.
Oh.
Rich Swan was real. He's coming.
Oh, all right. Nick.
Diana Peraza. I don't know how to say her last name. Peraza.
Razzo?
No,
Peraza. No.
Really?
fortunately not.
Sue Young?
Oh, you're my next name.
Unfortunately not.
Susan or Susie? Either one.
No.
What about you said as a legend? What about Gail Kim?
No,
That's
the
normal.
ladies didn't get love
No,
in the series at all. No
Oh.
ladies.
no ladies. Okay,
No ladies.
okay. Then we'll just get off of that.
Willie Mack.
This is hard.
I wish. No.
No, Willie
I
Mack.
can give a hint. Go ahead.
James Storm.
No.
This is exciting podcast.
Yeah, seriously, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. Ryan, why don't you just give us the other three?
Okay. Well, okay. Josh Alexander.
Okay.
You
You kind of look like him.
What's that?
You kind of look like Josh Alexander. Like Josh
You can make
Alexander, who
custom.
didn't work out.
You need to go back to the optometrist. I think you're
I need to call
you
Tom.
got the not working out part right. Okay. The crybaby baby or Ace Austin. Remember he was crying about it. He's finally
Okay.
he's getting it.
Come on, swing man. Give me the swing man, daddy.
And then I know. And then the legend or whatever they're calling it, the inventor of the Canadian destroyer.
Ooh,
Williams?
Petey Williams.
That's pretty cool.
Is it going to be Big Petey Pump?
No.
Petey
I'm
Pump?
such a horror. No, I heard it was Scott D'Amore, right? Who's the actual?
Oh,
Yeah, Scott D'Amore. The actual.
interesting.
inventor.
Okay. Hey, that's a good five. I want that Carl so I get a
I want to
dog, too.
see Scott DeMore do a Canadian destroyer before he admits anything.
I had to look at. I had to,
BS.
there's a video. There's a video on YouTube. When I heard that, I'm like, I need to see this, and he
Yeah.
did it. There's an old
Alright.
video.
Well, maybe.
All right. So now is that everything? Are we good? You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. So Brandon, how if anybody wants to buy a skateboard from you, where can they contact you? Just shoot you a message on Facebook.
They can Facebook me. They can Facebook me on the Micro Brawler page. They can reach out to Nikki Dawn Designs, or they can reach out on Macari to Big L Dags.
Okay. Awesome. So yes, folks, it is worth price point. These are amazing boards that I cherish or with my Micro Brawler collection. So Brandon, again, thank you for the boards. Thank you for giving us the boards to give away. Again, we've got our 8 tasks. They're in the description below. I'm not reading them off again. So good luck to everyone. Again, don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, buy merchandise from ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. And of course, like this video, share the video with your friends, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, on behalf of myself, Dave C. The Voice, the Founding Father, Nick Carpenter, the Micro Brawler Scholar, Mr. Ryan Crossley, and our guest of honor, Mr. Brandon McNulty. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone. Check out Ryan's shirt, and God bless America.